And yes, I know it's Saturday, but I'm sorry, I just can't leave you alone. Venezuela, again, back in the news. You know their dollar has been absolutely devalued massively. It's almost a civil war over there right now. They were going to have some type of snap polls or snap whatever the hell it was. We're going to get rid of recall election. We're going to do a recall on Maduro, but then the government canceled it. You can't do the recall on me because I know I'll be recalled, and I'll send my secret police after you people. Some of you media outlets if you say anything bad about me. That old dictator thing. However, according to Zero Hedge, Venezuela throws in the towel on hyperinflation, will print 200 times higher denominated bills. While several years ago it was perhaps debatable in polite society that Venezuela's socialist economy would collapse, ultimately unleashing hyperinflation, any doubt was put to rest early this year when the IMF's own inflationary forecast confirmed as much. I'm just gonna switch over to this picture if you don't mind. Show you this nice little chart. Venezuela annual inflation rate: 2016, 481%. 2017, 1,642%. 2018, 2,880%. In 2019, 3,497% inflation. Do you have any idea? Do you have any clue? I can't calculate in my head, so I'm not going to. But do you have any idea what it would cost for 1 ounce of silver? One of these. Do you know how much Venezuelan dollars you would get in the next 3 years, even this year? This is outrageously expensive this year. I've already done a video on it earlier this year. 2017, it quadruples from 481% to 1,600, almost quadruples. Then the 1,600 almost doubles to 2,800, and then the 2,800 goes to 34, almost 3,500. Do you have any idea what these two coins would cost you in Venezuela when this goes down? It's already going down, but the numbers are just getting worse. Back to Zero Hedge. Well, several years ago, again, we put that to rest, whatever. However, while the international community had long accepted the inevitable fate of Maduro's socialist paradise, the local government sternly refused to admit reality and to avoid confirming what the local population already knew. It insisted on keeping the highest denomination bill in circulation at 100 bolivars. That's their currency. Whose worth is approximately 8 cents. $100 bill, $50 bill. You guys, $50 bill. Found the money to save the Boondocks. $50 bill. The Goonies. Thank you. $100 bill. You guys, we definitely have money to save the Boondocks. $100 bill. Excuse me, Data. That was a kid's name, Data. Data. Forget the 50. You found 100? Yeah. It's only worth 8 cents. You're not saving the Boondocks. You're not saving nothing. We got to go find One-Eye Willie's treasure. Put that paper nonsense down. 8 cents on the black market, turning the most basic transactions into logistical nightmares and saddling banks with crippling money handling costs. Economists and central bank employees say Mr. Maduro didn't want to acknowledge the country's inflation problem by printing bigger notes. Mr. Maduro, I don't think you're hiding anything, period, and haven't been hiding anything for the last year and a half. The people know massive inflation when they see it. When they go to the store and their $100 bill is worth 8 cents. Yeah, listen, you don't have to hide that. This finally has changed, and as the Wall Street Journal reports, Venezuela's government, slammed by hyperinflation, has finally thrown in the towel and is planning to issue new bills in December. Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, da, 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 da. Feliz Navidad, pa 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 pa. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a 8 cents on the dollar. Never, no Merry Christmas for you. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. Issue new bills in December with larger denominations up to 200 times higher than the current biggest bill, according to people familiar with the plans. The move marks an implicit acknowledgement by the government that skyrocketing prices have slashed the value of the currency. The new coins and notes will go up to 20,000 bolivars, according to people close to the central bank, finance ministry, the country's banks, and bill suppliers. This would make the biggest note worth $15 on the black market. Better than 8 cents. Yeah, but a $20,000, $50 bill. $20,000 bill. $20,000 bill. You guys have to save money to save the boondocks. No, so data, stop. Data, stop. It's only $15. You're not saving anything with that. Oh, okay. I'll go set some booty traps. Oh, you mean booby traps? That's what I said. And since by doing so, the government will tacitly admit that it has lost control over prices, it will also create a self-fulfilling prophecy of even higher prices, sending the country's hyperinflation into overdrive. As the Wall Street Journal adds, earlier this year, the government began informally allowing shops in the outer provinces to sell food at free market prices, reducing shortages at the cost of higher inflation, which the International Monetary Fund expects to rise above 1,600% next year. Further liberalization followed after the state oil company gradually rolled out higher-priced gasoline at gas stations in the border regions to reduce the cost of subsidizing the cheapest car fuel in the world, according to the company's executives. Venezuela's loss, however, is a big gain for the companies contracted to print the money. In recent weeks, several companies, including UK-based De La Rue, the world's largest commercial printer, won contracts to print the new set of notes, which the government wants in time for the annual December spending spree, according to a person familiar with the contract negotiations. Quote, "It's a very big deal. It's a big package," the person said. You know what? So is a $20,000 bill. That's worth $15. That's a very big deal, and that's a big package, if I don't mind saying so myself. Meanwhile, the central bank remains stuck in denial and hasn't published price statistics for almost 2 years. Instead, Mr. Maduro has blamed the skyrocketing prices on the economic war waged against his government by shopkeepers and financiers. This has forced people to brave one of the world's highest crime rates by shopping with backpacks full of cash and spend hours lining up outside ATMs, which give out less than $10 per withdrawal. Many provincial banks have reduced daily withdrawals to 30,000 bolivars, which would buy a Venezuelan couple a lunch at a mid-scale restaurant. $30,000 Venezuelan dollars. Honey, you want to go to lunch today? How much is it going to cost us? Like 10, like a $15 lunch or like a $30 lunch? I was thinking more like a $5 lunch. Maybe we can split a French fry. I'm gonna have to pull out like 20 grand out of the bank to go to lunch today. Venezuelan currency. You know what? Why don't I make us a ham sandwich? Okay, sounds good, sweetie. Amusingly, as we reported last year, the high demand for nearly worthless currency notes has also presented a financial burden for the cash-strapped government, which also lacks raw materials to print its own money. Since last year, Venezuela has had to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to printing companies to feed its economy with bolivar currency. The shipments arrived to Venezuela from private printing presses around the world on several dozen windowless Boeing 747 jets. Given the crime risks, the air shipments arrive at the Caracas airport at night before the notes are loaded onto armored trucks and transported to central bank vaults in Caracas protected on the 18-mile route by soldiers. Indicatively, a fully stocked ATM is emptied in just 3.5 hours on average now, according to the Venezuelan Banking Association. The good news for the insolvent nation is that all local denominated debts are now just as worthless as the currency, which incidentally is what the Bank of Japan's Kurudo would call mission accomplished. So let me go back, if you don't mind, and I know you don't mind. These two babies right here. Could you imagine if these charts actually are right on the money, and then in literally the next 2 to 3 years, the devaluation, you're going to inflation, hyperinflation, 480%, 1,600%, 2,800%, 3,500%, and you have a house and a mortgage or credit cards or whatever you have, debt you pay on. More specifically a house, because that's what I really like to focus on when I talk about silver and my plans on one day buying a house with my silver. Could you imagine having just a pocket full of these 1-ounce coins? Just a pocket full of them. Maybe a couple pockets full of them, just to be safe. Walking into your bank. You're my note holder, correct? We're the servicer of your loan, sir. Who's the note holder? We can't tell you that. You have to sue us. Oh, like America. Gotcha. Well, that's okay. I really don't need to know who the note holder is. I've got some of these silver coins that I'm going to bring the coin dealer in here with me so that I can hand them to him. He's going to write a check from his account to me for these, and then I'm going to take the money in my account, some of the money, and pay off the remaining balance on my mortgage, because our currency and our whole society here is experiencing massive hyperinflation. This, if you had a few of these people in Venezuela when times were good a few years ago, instead of wasting their money on stupid, non-important things like we all humans do. I mean, do I need a $10 Magic 8 Ball? Do I really need this? You know, what else do I got? Did I have to go buy another freaking webcam the other day? I thought I'd be able to zoom in on this 8 ball so that when I shake it, I could show you what it says. Problem is, in order for you to see it, I have to get it very close, and then it becomes blurry and you can't even read what it says. So for that, I'm changing to my powerful camera, the one I took with me to the Hillary rally to show you how few people showed up. So, end of story. This is another country dealing with hyperinflation, and they all end the same way. And that just goes to prove the debts that you owe are also in that same currency. And if it's devalued to hell and back, super duper hyperinflated, as long as you have something that maintains its value on a worldwide scale, hint, this object in my freaking hand, you could be living large in Venezuela. Do you know what people would do? I bet the people of Venezuela who are standing in lines and we need food and banging pots, I bet you a whole lot of them in recent times have become a whole lot more familiar with the precious metals, coin, silver, gold, whatever. And I bet they're realizing, damn, I wish I would have known. Man, if I could do that over, if I would have known. Sometimes you're lucky enough to repeat something twice and then you can see it coming and prepare for it. Other times, you can't. I haven't had to deal with it. You haven't either, for the most part, Americans. But we think what's happening to Venezuela and other places might be on our doorstep one of these days. We can see the writing on the wall. We don't know what these people are going to do at the top. How are they going to handle things? What are they actually going to do? What if it doesn't go their way? Too many what ifs. I don't feel comfortable relying on other people who are known liars, known cheats, known rotten bastards to make decisions that might be good for me, when I can clearly see them making decisions that are not good for me or you. And in that case, I'm going to buy some of these just in case. It's an insurance policy, if you will. Do you yell at someone if they tell you they have life insurance? No, it's completely acceptable. Good job. Good for you. I have car insurance. Oh, so do I. Good for us. I have homeowners insurance. I have renter's insurance. Oh, of course, yeah. But if you show someone this, I have financial insurance. What are you doing? What is that? Silver, what are you gonna do with that? You can't eat gold and silver. What are you doing with that? You can't eat an insurance policy either. I mean, but in Venezuela, yeah, eat this, bite that, or give it to this gentleman over here and get tens of thousands of Bolivar currency. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And now I can go eat the food. Anyways, Saturday morning special. Tonight's the game show to be aired Sunday. Take care.